Hey there, welcome back to our Victoria 3 Siam playthrough, where we are continuing our building up our basic economy, still very early on in the game. And we, on the last episode, ended with the trying to pass this dedicated police force law. That is still in progress, and I believe we should take a look at our construction queue. As we can see, I don't know if we actually need this many coal mines. Coal is not particularly expensive right now, so I might cut back one of these, as well as the government admin. But looking at over here, I can see that textile mills and silk plantations, as well as our dye plantations, are all kind of just lined up in order. I might mix these up a little bit, like so. Just, not to create too much of a strain on our economy, rather. So I'm just going to mix these up. Doing a pretty terrible job at that. And, yeah, we're just keeping it chill right now. We are not expanding. We are nowhere near ready to really expand. We did have vassalized a few people around us. But really, it's just, it's slowly. We're working slowly right now. I think I should probably bump up some of these tooling factories or tooling workshops, because tools are steadily climbing in price. So I might bump these up and actually pause the game for a second here and bump them up to the top, like so, as well as these ones back here, like so, and get this government admin up. Maybe not 5 of them, maybe not even 4 of them. But we definitely want to keep an eye on our tools. We don't want them to get too expensive. This is by far our most profitable building, so I probably want to expand here. Still working away at this debt, but it is not a problem. We have a couple of provinces with taxation capacity issues, but we are working on that. We have some government admin buildings lined up here. And, as you can see, our GDP is steadily rising. It's doing okay, as is our literacy rate. And our standard of living took a bit of a nosedive at the beginning of the game, but we are slowly getting it back. Ever so slightly. But this early in the game, I'm not really too worried. As you can see, clothes are very expensive, and for the upper strata and middle strata, they definitely want their luxury clothes as well. So we'll be working on that. Will you be Yeah, you will be producing luxury furniture. So that's nice. That is one of the things I really like, this private construction, the private sector. It's really useful. They're helping me out by building some furniture manufacturers. That's very useful. And we now have dedicated police force. That is very nice. So since I would like to get colonial exploitation, but I don't know if that's necessary right now. But we do have lots of admin. Maybe I will go for that. I think we can pull that off. It's pretty much a slam dunk. We're just going to stay neutral with any wars right now. There's no reason for us to get involved in anything. Let's see. What do you use? Tools and wood, I'm assuming? And hardwood. We'll be using hardwood now. So maybe we'll have these logging camps produce hardwood, because we will need them. The rural folk want to go back to no police, but that's just simply too bad. They're going to have to put up with that. We are slightly losing money now, but hardly anything. It should be fine. Let's just go back here. Yeah. I would really like to invade Perak here and vassalize them, but I just have a feeling England is going to get involved. That just seems like the kind of thing they would do. So I guess those furniture manufacturers finished, so now hardwood is officially in demand in our economy, but there's only 2 orders for it, so it's really not an issue right now. We are taking care of that with these logging camps once they get built. Let's take a look at our population. What do they need mostly? Grain is pretty much far and away. Well, not far and away, but it is one of the more expensive things that's one of the most highly ordered things at the same time. If we look at our charts, peasants still are a huge majority in our population. They are 55% of our entire population. So that we are steadily working on that. That's why I kind of want to get more of these tooling workshops going. They produce more capitalists and machinists as well as laborers. Now, I might actually get some rice farms added to this queue as well. We're not going to get in any wars. No reason for us to do that. Hardwood is steadily going up in terms of buy orders. But it's still, you know, hardly anything right now. Speaking of which, though, should I maybe have any other place? I don't think I have any other logging industries anywhere else. I'm surprised this isn't making that much money. I mean, could the hardwood really be that much of an issue here? Most of our buildings seem to be fairly profitable. Looks like we will get this colonial exploitation law pretty soon. No? That will increase the chance that we now have a 70% success chance. So that should be a slam dunk. Tools are now much cheaper than they were. And wood and iron are still very cheap. That's pretty useful. That's pretty nice. Well, I definitely want to not help the landowner, so I am going to go for the trade unions here. Our standard of living is taking a little bit of a dip, but I'm not too concerned. Let's take a look at our construction queue. We do have some more tooling workshops. Then it will be the food industries. I actually don't know how much I really want to focus on the food industries right now because the liquor is not too pricey and there's hardly any orders really for the groceries. So maybe once the tooling workshops are done, I might actually instead bump up the rice farms. Like so. Tools are much cheaper now. Seems as though we are now losing a little bit of money, but we still have quite a bit of room, of credit room. We are accruing interest, but it's not a big deal. And now our private economy is building a textile mill in our capital. I am not going to complain about that one bit. But since they're doing that, I might have to bump up the dye plantations and the silk plantations. Which I will do once this is built. We have 65 weeks until that happens. These guys are still mad at us. That's not surprising. We did declare war on them. In this new update, I don't think you need to have bad relations necessarily in order to annex somebody, so I am going to improve relations with them for now. That might be helpful. You know, tools are quite cheap now. We're almost at even there. So that's very good. Let's see. Yeah, I might bump these food industries down, actually. Get the textile mills up. Oh, we have colonial exploitation. That's very nice. I might declare our interests instead of Indonesia. I might declare them in Africa. So we can get a colony going over there. We are now in the top 30 in GDP. Lovely. And Sayak has started to improve our relations. Where's Sayak? Are they over here? No, that's Bali. Where's Sayak? That's these guys right here. I would like to take these guys over at some point, but I probably need a navy for that, I think. Our rural folk are quite angry right now, which is hurting our technology spread. Speaking of technology, we should probably take a look at that. So we are working on mechanical tools and the atmospheric engine. Is there anything else I want to focus on here? Maybe the railways. I might get railways, and then I might take a dip over to society and just clean house over here a little bit. This will open up some laws for us, but I still would like to, I kind of want to beeline towards railways. How are we doing here? Oh, these are actually cheap. That's good. So yeah, I'll just let these finish, and then we will. What are we working on? Right, the rice farms after that. I think grain is starting to go up in price. Yeah, grain is starting to get a little pricey. Let's take a look at our. We could go to soil enrichment farming, but we're not producing enough fertilizer for that. So maybe I should increase the amount of livestock ranches that we have. We only have one, I believe. So I'll increase that amount and then go to intensive grazing ranch. That'll be a plan. Maybe since that textile mill will be built rather soon, I will bump up the silk plantations and the dye plantations. And I'll bump these other ones up as well. Here we go. Okay. Are there any other laws I could pass? I don't think so. I could go for the National Guard. We do have the admin for that. Who opposes? The intelligentsia? Could go for this. I don't know how required it is right now, but yeah, maybe I'll try it right now. Might be good to help our conscription rate. Just to make us look a little bit more intimidating, especially towards our rivals. So we are getting some rice farms in now, which is nice. That increases the amount of laborers that we have. Let's take a look. Are we taking... Yeah, we just put a little bit of a dent. They're down to 53%. Laborers are on the rise. Oh, we have an event over here. Oh, that's lovely. a university in Siam, Cambodia. That's great. Have our literacy rate go up even more. We will have secular academia. Paper is still very cheap, so this might hurt our economy a little bit because it is an expense. Okay, so now we have mechanical tools, which means we should probably start producing some steel at some point. We could go to precision tools here, but I want to get the hardwood going before I do that. Oh, we don't have a secular administration. We should do that. Yeah, the free church also sounds good. That gives us more clerics as well as fewer clergymen. We are losing a little bit of money, so I might end up bumping up the taxation at some point. Not right now. Okay. How are these rice farms coming now? They're still very profitable. That's nice, and there are 2 more coming. Is this being built by our private sector? No. 10 weeks for that. Oh, it's being built right now. I guess those rice farms were already built. Oh, I thought I bumped them up already. Okay, there's still 1 in the line there. So we have a good mixture of textile mills and dye plantations and silk plantations. Then we'll be on to the lead mines. More furniture, and then, yeah, we're going to be building some ports after that. I might end up bumping up these logging camps because hardwood is becoming more and more of a demand. Or not really, but it will be at some point. Our literacy rate is steadily climbing, which is very nice. I'm sure our people will like this. We are going to get some more textile mills, which means they will actually be able to buy themselves clothes. Which sounds kind of funny, but I guess we just don't, I don't know, maybe we're just importing them or they're just made locally for now. Our GDP is steadily rising. We are now 27th in the world. That's still very nice. Okay, so this textile mill will now officially be over or done. Let's see. There is literally no one able to hire. Oh dear. Guess we don't have enough. Oh, there we go. The dye plantation is being built, I believe, as we speak. Yes, we are building dye plantations right now, so this is not going to be an issue. That seems to be helping our debt, too. That seems to be the thing that we need the most right now. Clothes are down to 27%, which is nice, but luxury clothes are still very expensive, but there are not as many orders there. Luxury furniture has quite a bit of demand. Maybe I'll bump up some luxury furniture, or some furniture manufacturers. Where are we? I'll bump them past the lead mines. Okay, so yeah, that seems to have helped our standard of living a little bit. Seems to be just getting our people. We need to get our people actual... Oh, grain is now once again rising. That just seems to constantly be rising. But clothes, furniture seem to be the things that we need to focus on. Grain as well. We'll throw in some rice farms whenever we need to. Instead, actually, maybe instead of more rice farms, I'll probably bump up the livestock ranches. Then increase the amount of fertilizer to produce, and that will give us better quality grains. That's a plan for now. There's just so many things to do, and there's so much time. We'll go with the 50% injection chance. That's up to 40%. That's very nice. The rural folk are still harping on no colonial affairs. Speaking of which, I guess we can establish a colony now. I should have done that earlier. So we'll get that going. And yeah, you probably need a port, so we'll get one lined up there. Looks like the East India Company is having some sort of civil war. I'm assuming England is involved. I would very much like to get this National Guard. Oh, there is a movement to enact landed voting. That is very nice. So maybe once this... Hopefully this doesn't take too long, because I would really like to go for that. There's absolutely no radicalism there. What are we on right now? Are we on autocracy? Yeah, we are. So landed voting would be great. Uh-oh. Ooh. That hurts. I definitely don't want a famine, so I'm going to put the extra... I'm going to just pay the expense. That's okay. I might bump up the taxes for now. That's going to hurt our standard of living, but it's already in the toilet anyway. That's an unfortunate event, but the devastation is already going down. Definitely do not want a famine this early in the game. Dyes are expensive. We are aware. Since I am incorporating this state now, it says I'm going to be in the deficit. I'll just bite the bullet on that for now. I just think the National Guard would be a nice institution to have. We now have we have an equal number of radicals and loyalists, so there's quite a bit of division happening in our country right now. But our GDP is still going up, and that's the name of the game. Line goes up the game, you could essentially call it. But boy, I would really like to get landed voting. So we are now working on some lumber mills, or lumber camps. That'll get some hardwood production going. Let's have a good roll. Let's hope for a good roll here. That would be very helpful. There was a decrease in standard of living, which has just shot up our standard or our radicals there. Let's see, what do people need? Grain is going up once again. Okay, so we got that. We are going to go straight for landed voting. Let's hope this goes through. We do have some government admin buildings lined up at some point, so it's not a problem with this government admin deficiency, I think. What are we still lacking here? Hardwood? We are 9 weeks away from getting some lumber camps to work on that, so that's not a big deal. We're now making a little bit of money. That's good. And our GDP is still going up. We are now 26 worldwide. That's quite nice. At some point, I probably will bump up these livestock ranches. Let's see, where are the main source of radicals? Oh, all the way down here. Interesting. They don't like us down here. Okay. Well, we'll just have to deal with that. At least it's not coming from our capital. Are we still having a shortage of dye? Looks like. This is barely able to employ anybody. There's 15,000 peasants. There should be enough people to employ. You know, I think I have more room for decree, so I might have an encouraging manufacturing decree going on in here. That helps out actually a little bit. Oh, I would really like this landed voting. That would be really nice. That would take a big chunk out of the landowners. You now have states are in turmoil. That is our colony. That is fine. This now has a low market access, as a bit of an infrastructure issue, but we are going to be getting railways in a couple of years, so it's not a huge deal. One of the main things I would really like to do is, oh boy, would I like to get rid of this. Okay, but things are going okay. We are making a decent amount of cash now. We're once again chipping away at that debt. We're accruing a little bit of interest, but it's not a huge deal. Our standard of living is sort of fluctuating, and it's sort of making people unhappy, which is, I guess, understandable. Our literacy rate is going up, and the more that goes up, the more this becomes in demand. So let's hope for a good roll here. At least increase the success chance. Sokoto is improving our relations. Why wouldn't they? Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. So there was a debate, and it was poorly. It was, it fared poorly, and now it's been decreased by 10%. But I'm saying, unless it's going to go to 0, I think I'm just going to give it a shot. Sometimes these things work out, so I'm just going to hold on to it for now. You never know. But you know what? I think I might put a cut in there for now. We are doing okay. Our GDP is on the rise, and that's basically the name of the game. Our economy is doing okay. We had to raise taxes a little bit, which, that hurt our standard of living, and now we have, a radicalism issue, but it's not that big of a deal. And I'm going to put a cut in here, and if you like this, please stick around for the next one, and I hope you enjoy it. Take care.